All right, babe. I think we're live.
We here.
I think so. Here somewhat.
Here.
Bueller. Present. Well, hey, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's give people a few minutes, though, so they can get all cozy and settled in. You want to pick a little bit with me, my love?
Yeah,
Awesome.
play a little something.
A little something.
Let's do it.
Let's do something like this. fingers over here.
I don't know about that.
Y'all put in the comments. Put some applause for Mr. Chris Delisle. I heard some beautiful licks, sir. Beautiful
I put new
licks.
strings on the guitar, so, you know.
You were trying to stretch out your strings, pick a little?
I was trying to stretch out something.
I heard some mighty fine country guitar pick in there. That was awesome. Well, hello, everyone, and thank y'all for tuning in to another Ash Wednesdays. If you guys don't know, my name's Ash Taylor. This is my wonderful husband, Chris.
That's
and,
what they tell me.
You are my husband, and I do think you're wonderful. That's why I married you.
Well, you're very sweet.
It's something like that. But yeah, if y'all are just tuning in, we go live every Wednesday night from our home in Nashville, Tennessee, and we do some picking and grinning. We play a couple songs and just kind of get to hang out and talk with people. So if you're new,
sometimes we do giveaways.
Yeah, we do giveaways.
Sometimes we blow things up. I don't know if
we've never done that. It's gonna happen though.
We might.
It's a matter of time. You better knock on wood. Like the amp all of a sudden just like bursts into flames. I'm like, no, not the amp. But yeah, it's always a lot of fun. I look forward to it every week. But yeah, we do giveaways like Chris said. We also fill you guys in on what we're doing and where we're going, what we're working on. So yeah, but it's always a lot of fun. But please comment down below to make sure you can see us and hear us okay. Let us know where you're watching from. Chris and I are also totally open books. So if you have any questions on really anything about us, music, whatever, comment down below. We're just a bunch of friends literally just hanging out. So let's see what we got on here. And you know what? It did that thing it did us to it last time where it got rid of a bunch of comments.
Oh, yeah.
Such a bummer.
So they've updated something with StreamYard, which is what we both use when we do live streams, and now it does this thing where apparently when you go live, anyone who commented before you went live, it just erases all your comments. So we're not ignoring you. I'm so sorry.
And even some of them that I saw kind of coming in, but because I'm me, I will open up another phone in my app. That's why it takes like 4 phones and 2 computers to make this live stream happen.
That's
so
right.
Here we go. So Crow is here.
Hey, Crow.
Hey, Crow says, what is Chris making for dinner tonight? What you making?
Beef patties in the air fryer. We got some leftover of those Euro salads that I made for you last night.
Mm-hmm.
I might throw a can of sardines in with mine. She's not going to partake of that, but I
definitely not. No, definitely not. We are, just so y'all know, we talked about this last week. So we're waking up really early tomorrow morning, and we're actually going on out, driving to Gainesville, Virginia. And we're planning to show up there Friday night, November 15th at 8 p.m. at Craftsworks Tap Room. It's free admission, so if you're in the area, come on down. I know it seems like we're going to have a lot of people at that show, which will be a great time. But yeah, Chris and I are playing some music. It's from 8 to 11. We're also going to be playing some music. I'm going to do a meet and greet. Take photos, sign anything you like. We're also going to be giving away a couple of items, doing a raffle to kind of help the venue, Craftworks Tap Room, who's celebrating their 3-year anniversary. So it is literally going to be a massive party in Virginia Friday night. So Chris, tonight I feel like we're kind of doing a simple dinner because we got to get up early and we got to drive.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day tomorrow.
It is. It is. On a long day Friday.
Long day tomorrow.
But you know what? That's all right. We still dig it. Let's see. 22Q Cat is here.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. Also, Lynn was our winner last week when we did our monthly giveaway at Ash Wednesday. So I don't know if she probably hasn't gotten it yet, but Lynn's a winner. I'm telling you. She says, hello, Ash, Chris, and Sweet Pup Mel. I think we'll be hearing a brand new song tonight. If I'm not mistaken. Yay. So yes, Lynn, you are going to be hearing a brand new song. It's one that we have never played on an Ash Wednesdays before.
Yeah.
So hopefully Chris and I remember how it goes and we don't screw it up. But hey, that's what live streams are for.
If we do, how will you know?
That is true. That is true. But no, yeah, we're gonna play a new song that we've never done before. So that's super exciting. We'll play that here in a little bit. And thank you for saying hi to Melody, Mel, our sweet pup. I am afraid, though, that she is actually not here. Since we're going to be in the car and we are driving down the road tomorrow, she's actually at Uncle Scotty's, our good friend who is kind enough to watch her. So she is, though, don't worry, living her best life. She absolutely adores Scotty. So
it's like a Ritz-Carlton vacation for her. He has this blanket that goes across the couch that's just for her, so she can be on the couch anytime she wants. and he has a backyard, and there are turkeys and squirrels that she gets to go out and chase every day. And he has a roommate, Herb, who also adores Mel just as much. So there is always pretty much 24/7 someone there with her.
Oh, she loves
and
it.
Constant attention, constant playing. She gets to. Scotty also works from home.
Yep.
A lot of the time when he's not, he has like clients and stuff that he goes out and does things for. But a lot of times he's from home when he's working on stuff, and so she gets to hang out with him on the couch. And then at night, Scotty likes to sit down, eat dinner, and watch TV, watch movies to kind of wind down before bed. So she gets to snuggle up on the couch and watch movies and have dinner with Scotty. And then he lets her snuggle up in bed with him, and she just gets all the Ritz-Carlton attention she could possibly get.
She really does. I think for her it's really like a vacation.
Yes.
So, but she's at Uncle Scotty's tonight, and I will say I am kind of sad though, because usually when we do these live streams, she'll lay like on my feet or like kind of right behind me, and she's not here, and my feet are a little cold, so I kind of miss her. The house is also so quiet, but. She's having a great time. But
that's why they have those brand new inventions. Socks!
I know, but I'm in my bare feet. I ain't wearing those. I don't need socks. I have a golden retriever, okay? But she's...
My hillbilly wife over here in her bare feet.
Hey, man, us country girls, that's us. We're just, barefoot.
Start calling you Hillbilly Taylor.
A hillbilly tater.
That's right.
When I was a kid, I don't know why, there was like some kids in the neighborhood that used to call me Tater Tot. I don't know. Ash Taylor, Tater Tot, I don't know. These kids. But Lynn, we are so happy that you are here. Maritza's also here. She says, hello, Ash, Chris, and Mel. Auntie Broken and Bruised says, hi-yas.
Hi, Shauna.
That's Shauna.
Yes.
Awesome. I was going to say, Shauna, welcome. I think you must be new, because she also says, oh, I had no idea what Ash's channel was.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So Auntie Broken and Bruised has followed my stuff for a long time. And she was on the live that I just kind of randomly did on my stuff today, and I was telling everybody to come over here to Ash Wednesdays and hang out with you and listen to your music. So she found your channel today.
Well, we are so happy that you're here. It's very funny to me, because there's a lot of people that know me for doing music. And then, they know Chris because of that. And then some people don't realize that Chris is actually a very successful YouTuber. So we blend the two things.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
We're just one great big mess of a bunch of people we like to hang out with.
Yeah. We don't care if you're here from, music or food. We're just happy you're here. So that's awesome. Well, it's so good to have you here. Thank you again for tuning in. We appreciate it. Juju2407 says, good evening. Again. I guess you had quite the crowd earlier, babe, on the live stream.
I did. I had quite the crowd, and I begged and pleaded with all of them that they would come over here and support your music, because what could make us happier than to have all of our friends come support your music?
Well, you are absolutely just the sweetest. Very sweet. Let's see here. Oh, Dustin at Keto Simple's here.
There's my brother.
The guy is here. The man.
The beard is in the building.
The beard, the myth, the legend. Dustin. He says, okay, I'm here. The girl is getting a bath before we take her home.
Nice.
Aw. What a good paw.
Yeah.
That's a good paw.
Yeah, he's a good man.
That's awesome. Let's see here. Roberto is here.
Hey, Roberto.
Love Roberto. He says, we are here. Best wishes to our favorite singer and chef from Kendall, Florida. Roberto, you all are so sweet, and we so appreciate you and all your support. You are awesome, my friend. Thank you for tuning in. Jujube says, I'm just sitting here knitting while y'all are picking. Let's go. Let's see here. Lots of people saying hi to each other. I love that. People giving you applause for your great guitar picking. And Dustin at Keto Simple says that StreamYard did the same thing with his comments a few times, but it stopped, and then he says knocking on wood. Yeah, that's,
weird.
If you guys don't know, we use a thing called StreamYard, which is how we're able to stream this to multiple platforms.
Yeah.
So when you are watching it, there's a bunch of other people that are basically, watching as well on different platforms, YouTube and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. So we love it because it's a cool tool, but sometimes it can get kind of glitchy or things like that kind of happen.
Yep.
But that's part of a live stream, so I love it. Let's see here. Oh, Roger Brown is in the house.
The party has walked in.
He said, party has entered the comment section. He
The
says,
party don't start till Roger walks in.
Yeah. Roger, it's so good to see you. So we're actually going to be seeing Roger here in just
Couple of days.
Yeah, a couple of days. So Roger will be at our show in Gainesville, Virginia, at Craftworks Tap Room that we were just talking about this Friday. And Roger is actually the reason that we even got that show booked and are playing it, because he's amazing and literally just walked in and said, "Hey, book this girl.
I want to see this show. Book her."
And Roger is just awesome. He's an OG. I've known him for years, and we love him dearly. So
yes, Roger is the definition of a baller.
Yes, he really is, though, man.
Yeah.
He really is baller. He's just making stuff happen, just doing his thing. But Roger, we are so happy that you're here, man, and we are so excited to see you in just a few days. It's going to be so good. Let's see here. Jubu said someone's being a bully. Let me see here. Now our comment section's all weird, but hey, that's all right. Marissa says everything sounds and looks good. Thank you. Appreciate that. Sherry's here. Says very much enjoyed Motivation Monday this week. Is the weather getting cooler over there? Glad you enjoyed it. We always enjoy doing those live streams every Monday over on Chris's Chris Cookie Nashville Studios channel. A great way to get your week started and get motivated.
Yeah.
The weather is freezing here, I feel like. It was kind of warm, but the leaves were kind of changing. Kind of like it didn't know if it wanted to be summer or if it wanted to be fall. And I would say the past 2 days, I feel like the temperature has just dropped. And it's been really wet and rainy and cold. And not very pleasant. But yeah.
It's honestly, it's not that cold outside, but because of the rain and the gray, whatever, it's like that cold that kind of, it's like 60 degrees, or was like 60 today.
Yeah.
But it was that kind of like moisture, cool air thing that like sucks the warmth out of your bones as soon as you step outside.
Yep.
So it's like, it wasn't really that cold, but it was a miserable kind of cool air. I really was like, ugh.
I literally opened the door this morning and I went, nah, it was good. But
yeah.
hopefully.
Now, I know we were staying warm because Carnivore K is in the chat here. I saw her name go across the screen, and we have some amazing, very comfy sweatshirts.
This is true.
That she and her husband brought us that are like the softest sweatshirts we've ever worn in our lives.
Yes. I literally washed them today, and they are packed in the suitcase to go with us to Virginia.
Yes.
Like, Kay, if you're still watching, I love these sweatshirts. I will be wearing it basically daily.
She wore hers, and I wore mine. And then because I'm a big sweaty, hairy guy, I got a little hot, so I took it off. Then she wore mine because hers was in the dirty clothes, and I hadn't worn mine very much. So then she took mine and wore mine.
Yep.
And then she washed them both, and now she's taking both of them, and she'll probably end up wearing both of them.
I love the fall. I love when the weather gets colder, and I get cold really easily, so I love sweatshirts. I mean, even like when we do Ash Wednesdays, like here inside upstairs in our house, like you see, like I always wear long sleeves. I don't know. I like them. But Kay, thank you. They are seriously like the most comfortable, nicest sweatshirts I've ever had, though.
They're amazing.
They really are, though, and I don't want to take them off because they're just great. Well, and she's leaving us a bunch of hearts and stuff. Jujube says it was 35 degrees this AM. Ooh, no, thank you.
It's a little cool.
No, thank. Oh, hey, by the way, for our folks in Virginia, what is the weather like with you? Not per se in the morning, but like throughout the day and the evening. What is the weather like this time of year? Is there something in particular we should bring, like more sweatshirts or shorts? What's the deal? Let us know in the comments so we know how to dress. SC Bradley 510, Sean's here. What's up, Sean? Good to see you, man. He says it was 37 in the mountains of Virginia this morning. Woohoo! No, thank you. Auntie Bergner Brew says it's been chilly even in Northern California recently. It was 44 this AM here, cold for us. Ooh, that is very cold.
That's pretty cool for us.
That's very cool. That's super cool, by the way, that you live in Northern California. So I am actually from Central California. I grew up in Bakersfield. But my youngest brother, Tristan, he lived up in the Redding area for the past couple of years. And then he moved here to Tennessee, I guess, about, I think it'll be 2 years this July. So, yeah, so we know exactly where you're at. Holly Springer's here. Hi, Holly. Always good to see you. She says, I miss Tennessee in the fall. I do, yeah. I don't know if I've ever told you guys the story, but when I moved from California, and I basically took a red-eye flight out of LAX, so out of LA, in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I had a window seat, and I looked out the window as the plane took off, and I looked over LA, and all you could see was smog. I mean, that was it. That's all there was. And so I fell asleep on this red-eye flight, and I remember waking up, a couple hours later, and the guys got on the, overhead of the plane, and they said, hey, like, you're now in Tennessee. And I remember opening up the window and looking out, and all I could see were all of these trees. And I literally started to cry. And I know that may sound crazy, but like, I had never seen greenery like that before.
Yeah.
And like all the different colors, like watching them change. Like Tennessee is a beautiful state, but I mean, it literally, like my hometown, like we were just there playing a show and Chris saw, it is just like,
it's brown.
Yeah, it's just dirt. Like we don't have trees, we don't have anything like that, and so it just blew my mind though to see so much greenery, and then to be here right as the leaves were starting to change and just see all the stuff. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yep.
I love Tennessee. This is cool. Let's see. Bradley 510. Sean says, "Good evening, all. Sorry I'm late. Talking to a Navy buddy."
Cool.
Very cool, man. Well, thank him for his service. That is awesome. And Jujube says, I was joking, saying that Chris was such a bully. He's making me come see you Friday.
Oh, yes. No,
yes.
That's me.
Well, Listen, is you.
I am not above twisting arms and bullying people into supporting my wife. As a manager, that's kind of your job.
Yeah. He takes his job very serious, in case you guys don't know.
I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hey, my big brother is watching on Facebook. Mr. Brandon Box is in the house. He
What's
says,
up, big brother?
Hello from the West Coast. Well, hello, brother. So good to see you. I hope you're doing well. That's my big brother, my oldest brother. Let's see here. 22 QCat says, hi from the 47th time today to Cindy DeManch. You know what, though? I love our online community that we have. And I love how, like, everyone goes to everyone else's live streams.
Yeah.
And everyone just helps and supports each other. And y'all are great people. Like, we so appreciate you guys. And I know we say that a lot, but we genuinely mean it. It really means so much to us. So thank you guys for tuning in. And like I said, we do this every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern. And, it's a lot of fun. The only time we don't do it is if we're, like, traveling. There's been a couple times, we've had to be on a plane or something like that. But any chance we get, we are just so happy to be here. And just thank you guys for tuning in. And let's see. Auntie Broken and Brew says, I'm in Napa. Very cool.
That's awesome.
Very, very cool. And let's see, here's the weather updates. So, Jujube says it was 80 2 days ago and 50s all day today. Mother Nature is acting like she saw a state trooper on the highway. It's really all over the place. My advice, layers. Okay, I gotcha. Roger Brown also says pack for everything. Yes. LOL. Okay.
I'm like an onion. I come with layers.
Oh my gosh, for reals though. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would prefer, though, to dress in layers. Chris and I have played shows where they have been outside, and we have played metal stages outdoors in the heat of summer.
Yep.
And, I have felt the heat of the stage, like, through my boots. Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's hot.
Yeah, it's like you're about to melt your shoes onto the stage just standing there.
It's really hot. We've also then played shows. One in particular comes to mind. We played in New York, in Albany, New York. We did a show up there in 2019, and my hands were so cold. I mean, it was
hard to move your fingers.
It was freezing. It was like if you could, you could literally see your breath when you were talking and singing. It wasn't
even necessarily that it was that cold. I mean, it was cold, but the wind was blowing. and it was just zapping the warmth out of your hands, and your hands would get like stiff and achy. It was so hard to play outside.
Oh yeah, and like our guitars it would not stay in tune,
Nope.
and it was a whole thing. I mean, we had a great time though. It was such a great show, and we loved going to New York. But we had
a great time, and after we got back from that show, Ash took the money she made off of that show, part of it, and bought a certain golden retriever named Melody,
who I miss dearly, and I really wish she was here. Our house is so quiet. I don't know if you guys, have puppy dogs or kitties or anything like that, and if you do, comment below. We love animals, but I feel very strange when my dog is not with me. And I know she's with Scotty and that she's having a great time, but our house is just so different, and it's so quiet when she's not here.
It feels empty without her here.
Yeah. Maritza, you are so sweet. Maritza says, subscribe if you're not following already.
Yes, thank you, Maritza.
Thank you, Maritza. Yeah. If you guys are watching on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe if you don't already. Hit the thumbs up. Also, always feel free to share this if you would like to, and let people know that we're here. It's honestly a really great way to support Chris and I and all that we do.
Yes.
Kind of just lets people know that, like, hey, this is cool.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. So if you guys don't mind, feel free to do that. Absolutely. I appreciate it. Sean, SC Bradley 510 says, my winter jacket is a hoodie. If it gets below 30, I'll wear a sweater under my hoodie. Wow, I wish I could be like you. I need how many jackets do I own, babe?
Oh, I mean, a whole closet full downstairs. I'm like Sean. I generally wear like a big heavy hoodie or something like that, and I'll put warm stuff on underneath if I have to. If I'm wearing something like a coat, it's because I have to be outside more than I want to be, or it's like we're going someplace where I'm supposed to look a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
And then I have a black leather Gibson winter coat, and then I have a London Fog wool coat. I have those two options depending on what we're supposed to be showing up for. So if it's a musician-y thing and I need to look like I'm put together, I have options. But otherwise, I'm the exact same. I would rather just wear the hoodie and call it a day.
I get too cold. To be fair, I'm from California, and then moving here to Tennessee or just the South in general, it was a lot of adjusting. Because here we actually have 4 seasons in the state of Tennessee, so I was just not used to it. So I basically had the summer, which I was really used to the heat, because my hometown will get to be 110, 120 in summer, but that was a dry heat. So I moved here, and in the summer now we have that humid heat, so it's you just open the door and you're just sweat bullets. And then we have the spring where everything blooms, and then I can't breathe. It's just pollen everywhere, but it's really pretty. The fall, which is definitely my favorite time of year, but I start to get really cold, and I'm like, oh no. And then there was the winter, where even though we don't get a lot of snow here in Nashville, we do get some, a little powdering, and I will look like an Eskimo. Because I get cold. I'm a California girl. I'm not used to all this.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
Yeah. Trevor is here. He says hello from Wichita, Kansas.
Hello.
Well, hello. Thank you for tuning in, my friend. 22Q Cat says, sitting under an electric blanket, cranked up to the max on the couch. I think it's going to be a long winter. I agree right there with you. And Maritza says, I have a cat named Shadow. That's cool.
I like that name.
I like that name a lot. Maritza, what color is your cat, or what kind? I bet he's super, super cute. We love all animals. We are big fans. Low Carb Spin is here.
Well, hello.
Hello, ladies. Says, hi, Ash and Chris. Sorry, late to the party. Oh, don't apologize.
That's all right.
You are totally fine. We're just hanging out, and we
were just pre-game until you got here. That's all it was.
Yep. We were waiting for you to get here. No, thank you all for tuning in. Y'all are so sweet, and I hope you're doing well. Carnivore K says, Mel is precious with a red heart. I seriously thought about sneaking her in my car when we left.
Anytime you want her to come have a little stay at Aunt Kay's house, you let me know. I'll ship her to you.
Yeah. I was gonna say, don't give my husband ideas. He'll be like, well, Mel, here's your new family. Go with Aunt Kay. She's yours now.
Aunt Kay is gonna pay to feed you from now on.
No. You not let this guy fool you. Chris, I give Chris such a hard time because he's literally like, that dog, that damn dog, blah, blah, blah. And then I turn around and he's like, come here, baby, sweetheart. He's making her steaks for dinner.
I don't know what
he
you're talking
spoils
about.
that dog rotten. He loves that dog. I think it's a guy thing.
Is it?
I think so. I think a lot of guys like love their dogs or cats or whatever.
I will have to say about once or twice a week I gotta go down. She lays at the foot of the bed facing away from us as dogs do because that's their protective, take care of their people's position.
Yeah.
And so I will lean forward and I'll wrap my arms underneath of her chest and I'll go back like this, and she'll just let me put her over on her back like a baby, and then I'll cradle her ear in my arm and she'll lay here and I'll lay and scratch her chest while we're watching TV and she'll fall asleep, start snoring.
Oh, and I mean, when we say she snores, I mean
she passes out
like a grizzly bear. Like a grizzly bear.
Like she's out.
That dog cracks me up.
We'll lay there until my arm goes to sleep, and then it's like, all right, fat dog, get up.
Yeah. Yep. And then she kind of grumbles when you wake her up. She's like, oh. She's like me. We don't like to be woken up. Auntie Broken and Brew says, I prefer to just heat from the inside out like a giant mug of coffee.
There you go.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that a lot.
We don't have a fireplace in our house, but that's one thing Chris and I talked about is one day we would really love to have like a fireplace so we can just sit in front of it, and then I won't have to wear so many sweaters and jackets and blankets.
Yeah.
But I love that. Let's see here. Says Ash, at one point I moved from here to Louisiana. Wow, that was a shock. Oh my gosh. Auntie Broken and Bruised, I can't even imagine. It's a
different world.
And it's crazy too, because, I always kind of joke that I feel like when I moved from California out here to Nashville, I feel like I moved to a different country. It's definitely very, very different. So let's see. Maritza Garza says that her cat Shadow is gray and he's my emotional support animal. Aww, I bet he is so sweet. I love the kitties. SC Bradley 510 says, I have to go through a lot of security going to work. If you have a jacket, you have to take it off and put it through the x-ray. Wearing a hoodie, you don't have to take it off. So it's convenience. That makes so much sense. That makes sense. Very practical. I like it. I also feel like once you get a jacket on, and like especially if you're wearing like gloves, scarf, hat, it's a lot to take off.
It is.
It's a lot. So
it is for sure.
Maritza says, he reminds me to take my medicine. It comes over to me when I'm having seizures. What a sweetie. Well, I'm so glad that you have Shadow. He sounds absolutely incredible. We were talking about this with someone the other day. I really feel like animals are just like the greatest thing in the world, and especially if you have, a cat like Shadow, a dog like Mel, it's like they're just part of the family, and they're just literally absolutely incredible. I mean, I don't know what I would do if we didn't have Mel. She is such a good girl, and we love it. We also have, and I know they're just fish, but I love them. We have a beta fish and a couple other neon tetras, I think is the technical breed. So we have a pretty big fish tank downstairs, and I am very attached to these fish. I think people think I'm crazy, which I mean I am, so it's like whatever. But like my brother was giving me a hard time because I literally will walk up to the fish tank and I just start talking to the fish because I don't know, I love fish. And they do, and they come up and they'll like swim up to me and they'll talk to me and they'll be super, super sweet. And I'm just like, geez, like y'all are the best. But yeah. But anywho, we're get tuned up here. I think we're gonna play a song here in a minute, and then I think we're gonna let you guys go. But yeah, we've had a really good and very, very busy week. We have been in the studio. We went in the studio this past week.
Yep.
And we actually tracked a whole bunch of songs that we're going to be releasing in next year in 2025, his new singles. So we went in the studio. It was really interesting. So we had booked the studio time months ago. Yeah. Months ago. And we had everything set. And so we walked in and unfortunately, right as we're walking to the studio, Pat, my producer, who also plays bass on everything, got a text message from the guy that we had that was going to be playing drums, right? Saying that unfortunately he was sick, and we're standing there in the studio, and it's like, well, man, we've planned and all this stuff, and now we don't have a drummer, so like, what are we gonna do, right? You can't go forward. So Pat got on the phone. And he started making some phone calls, And long and behold, he called this one guy named Charlie. And Charlie literally dropped what he was doing and he came over to the studio. I think he was there in like under an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up being our drummer for the day. And Charlie Morgan is his name. Super great guy, super nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if he may tune in and watch this or not, but wow, what a guy. And he has worked with, I think, so many people. It is absolutely insane. So
Yeah.
he actually was Elton John's drummer for 13 years, both on like 5 or 6 different records and also on the road.
Yep.
He did work with Olivia Newton-John. He toured with Trisha Yearwood. I mean, gosh, I'm missing so. He did some work with Paul McCartney.
Did some stuff with Paul McCartney. He knows and works with all the guys who did a bunch of stuff with the Monty Python stuff back in the day. If you are involved in the British rock and pop scene, he probably has worked with you in one way or another.
Yes.
So he's, I think, originally from London and lives here now, but really cool. Really, really cool. Oh, he led the orchestra
Oh yeah.
for, I think it was Quantum of Solace.
Yes.
The James Bond film. So he's the drummer leading the orchestra in the James Bond theme at the end of that movie. Yeah, he's done like really cool stuff.
It was so cool though, because it was just kind of one of those moments where it's like, you know, you get up early, you're at the studio, you got all this stuff to do, and then it's like, oh no, this guy's sick, what do we do?
Yeah.
And in walks in Charlie with this super crazy resume, such a great guy. And then we tracked these songs, and man, I'll tell you what, I have never been more excited to release music than just the basic tracks we got. So
he was great.
It was just one of those things. It's like sometimes you think you know what's happening, and you think, you kind of are like, oh, I can't believe this happened, and it's like it all works out for the good, and it all works out the way that it's supposed to. So.
Yep. You make a plan, God laughs, and He makes a better one.
That's true. That's true. But oh man, we had such a great time getting to hang out with Charlie, and we were just so blessed and so honored. So yeah, we've had a busy week. We've been in the studio. We've been doing all kinds of stuff, and like I said, we're leaving to go to Virginia tomorrow, and really excited. So this show in Virginia is actually going to be the last show, out of town show, of the Stuck on Indiana tour, which we started back in August. So I can't believe that it's wrapping up, and that's a thing. But man, it's been fun, and
here we are.
Honestly, we're taking a little break for Christmas, and we're kind of regrouping and doing some stuff. But, oh my gosh, we have so much stuff coming up. It's just not even funny. It's so great. But yeah. Babe, do you wanna? We can go ahead and play a song, and then maybe head on out here so we can eat our dinner.
Whatever you like. If you guys have questions while we're playing this song, drop them in the comments, because if we get done with the song and ain't no questions to answer, and we start getting hungry, we might disappear on you, and you might not get a chance to ask a question.
Then we're going,
if you guys have
and do
questions or whatever, drop them in here while we play this.
Absolutely. So like I said, we've never done this song on Ash Wednesdays before, so I thought it would be really good to kind of just play it for you guys, and hopefully you enjoy it. But I wrote this song with a really sweet friend of mine named Sarah Davis. And if you guys don't know about Sarah, Sarah is awesome. I met Sarah when she was about 15 years old, and I met her at like a songwriting kind of conference, kind of seminar, and it was really interesting because we basically went into a room with a publisher, and me and Sarah and a whole bunch of other people, and we all took turns playing this publisher's songs. And so I heard some songs that Sarah had written, and they blew me away. I thought she was so talented. I loved her songs. And so we ended up getting together and writing every Sunday. And she told me after the fact that she was so blown away that I would ask to write with her, because she said a lot of the time people didn't want to write with her because she was young. And I said, well, heck, I don't care about that. I just think your songs are really cool. So you fast forward a couple years, and Sarah actually ended up getting signed to a publishing deal with Big Machine, and she has written a lot of pop songs. A lot of pop songs. Probably the one that you would know the most would be a song by Gail called ABCDEFU. It was
All over TikTok.
all over TikTok. It was, I don't even know how many week number one song
I
that
think it was
was.
like the biggest song in the world for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks or
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
So I am incredibly proud of her. She's wonderful. I mean, she's just incredible, and I just appreciate her so much. But I wrote this song with her, and it's a song called Like a Man. And honestly, the song just kind of came about through a clever play on words. And I think it's just kind of something that I think if you are a lady and you got a good man in your life, then you know what we're talking about. So, but yeah, it's called Like a Man. Hope y'all like it. Ready, Maestro?
Mm-hmm.
He may be rough around the edges. His past is far from heaven, and he does things I just can't understand. Like racing cars and showing scars, or when smoking cheap cigars. Sometimes he makes me mad just acting like a man. But I know he's gonna love me, never leave me, and never give us up. I know he's gonna fight for me, would die for me when push comes to shove. He only has eyes for me, never lies to me, and keeps me in his plans. No, he's not perfect, but he loves me for who I am, like a man. He leaves clothes scattered on the ground, spends some late nights on the town, raising hell with them boys just because he can. Yells at the TV in the living room every Sunday afternoon. I'm not a fan, but I guess I can't complain. 'Cause I know he's gonna love me, never leave me, and never give us up. I know he's gonna fight for me, would die for me when push comes to shove. He only has eyes for me, never lies to me, and keeps me in his plans. No, he's not perfect, but he loves me for who I am, like a man. And I know he's gonna love me, never leave me, and never give us up. I know he's gonna fight for me, would die for me when push comes to shove. He only has eyes for me, never lies to me, keeps me in his plans. No, he's not perfect, but he loves me for who I am, like a man. Like a man. Yeah, something like that. Called Like a Man. Let's see here. Choo choo choo. Going to the comments. SG Bradley 510 says fish are friends, not food.
That's correct.
Or are they?
I don't know unless it's fish fry.
Yeah, exactly. Carnivore K says, you do have a beautiful fish tank. Well, thank you, Kay. I pride myself on that. I keep that tank real clean. Chris can tell you I love it. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Juju2407 wants to know, what's your favorite color? Well, you want to go first?
I mean, red, white, blue, black, camo, chrome.
Ooh. I kind of like
That's
it. It really sums
or
them
like
up.
or like organic woods.
Yeah,
like,
organic woods.
Like the dark browns that you get on like guitars and that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I also really love red, white, blue, browns, blacks. I like warmer colors like that.
mhm.
Um, I really I really would say though, like I love cowhide. I love like the military camo. I have a whole list of things I like. But if I had to pick probably just two main colors, I would say probably black and purple.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't like. I think if you pay close attention, I'm always wearing like black and brown and red and white and blue and
Mhm.
cowhide. Like those are the things I enjoy. But I really like black because of a Johnny Cash song called "The Man in Black," where he literally explains the reason why he wears black and the whole reason, why he basically chose why Johnny Cash wore black every day is in the song he describes. It's like, I wear black for the sick and the lonely and the old, and for those that have been just beaten down in life. I wear it for those that have never heard the words that Jesus said. I wear it for whatever. So I think a lot of people think I wear black a lot because I'm a musician, or because maybe, I don't know, they think I'm trying to be gothic or hardcore. But
Mhm.
no, I think that's really the real reason. So I love black. Also, I think it's just classy and it's elegant. And purple, I have just always been gravitated towards it, especially like a kind of like a mauve lavender kind of
Mhm.
purple. That was actually Chris's and I wedding's colors.
Yeah.
Was black and white, and then like
Black and white and accents of like a lavender.
yeah, I find it's just super pretty. So
Yeah.
Mar says, Happy Whiskey Wednesday. Well, hello, my beautiful friend. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Whiskey Wednesday to you.
Mhm.
Robert O'Neill says, check it in at the last minute. Well,
That's all right. We're
that's
just glad you're here.
Yeah, heck, man, we're just glad you're here.
That's
Hope
what
you're doing
replays
well.
are for.
I was gonna say, yeah, you guys can always go out and watch the replay, or we're here every Wednesday, so just tune in next week and see what shenanigans we start to do.
That's right.
Juju's got all the questions. She says, who's your favorite artist? That is so hard for me to pick just one, but currently, modernly in the world, I would have to say a girl named Brandy Clark.
Mm-hmm.
I am a massive Brandy Clark fan. I have all of her records. I listen to her music all the time on Spotify. I have gone to seen her play in concert more times than anyone else. So I think we said 5 or 6 times that I have seen Brandy Clark play.
Yeah.
But I just really admire her and her songwriting. I love the way she tells stories, and it just really speaks to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Who's your favorite artist?
Ash Taylor.
That is so sweet. Thank you. He just got hubby points. Hubby points. I love it. Mar says, beautiful song. Well, thank you, Mar. I so appreciate that. Oh, I see. Jujube says, I can do this all night, folks. She's giving us all the questions. I love it. She wants to know how cold was it today in Nashville. I think the
58 to 60.
Yeah, like
was the
58
high.
to 60, but it feels a lot colder.
Yeah,
it feels like
it
the
feels
40s.
like it's about 45 degrees when you walk outside, with the way it was like wet and windy and kind of gross today.
Yeah.
So
Juju also wants to know, what's your favorite food? So clearly we try to eat low carb. So I mean, honestly, I really enjoy steak. I mean, I can't even tell you how many great recipes I love.
Yeah.
I really love things like salad.
if it's your birthday and you're not eating low carb, though.
Let's get down to it. Mexican food is definitely one of them. I mean, I'm a girl from California, so my weakness is Mexican food. Chips, salsa, some good fajitas, and not Taco Bell. I'm talking Mexican food.
Yeah.
I'm talking the real deal, authentic stuff.
Like Jose has to understand what number you're ordering because he doesn't speak enough English
Yes.
to tell you otherwise what it is you want.
Because it's amazing.
Right.
But yeah, so Mexican food is probably my beyond favorite food. And sometimes, like for my birthday, this handsome guy right here will be very sweet, and he'll make me things like homemade pasta. So he literally like makes it all from scratch. And I'll do like an Alfredo with Italian sausage. That's usually like my birthday food. But yeah, do you have favorite foods?
Oh, I mean, being a chef and a foodie, I eat and love lots of different things. and the low carb, thing, like it obviously limits how much of that I do now. But if I was just to pick like one thing, I mean, it's so hard to narrow it down, but a couple of them that I really enjoy. I love Cajun food.
Yeah.
Multiple kinds of Cajun food. I love Cajun food. I also really enjoy several things that I've tried that I actually make that are French in origin. I mean, I am French, so that's
Makes sense,
my
right?
family background is French, so not surprising that I love French food. So, and then honestly, I mean, if I was gonna get just down and dirty and country and all that kind of stuff, I mean, biscuits and gravy.
Come on.
So gravy on
Yeah.
anything is good, which is why I work so hard to come up with all the different carnivore versions of it. But yeah, I mean, biscuits and gravy, like growing up,
country.
that was like a big thing for me. I love biscuits and gravy,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I need to figure out how to make a carnivore biscuit because I got the gravy
That's
figured
right.
out. So
Yep. Oh, absolutely. So good. Maritza says, this is an amazing song. Love it. Well, thank you so much. I'm so glad you guys like it.
Ash is an incredible writer
You know what?
and singer and artist and just everything.
Well, you're very sweet. I usually write, I pretty much write all of my songs for the most part that you guys hear us play. I usually write a lot of those by myself. So for those I can take full credit for because I wrote it by myself. But this one is one of the few ones that I have actually co-written, and not because I don't get the opportunities or anything like that. Like I've written so many songs for other artists, and gotten to be a part of so many other people's different projects. But I think just for myself as an artist, I really like to just write songs of my own.
Yeah.
And it's kind of rare sometimes, other than Chris, that I can find someone that I can write a song with and be like, yeah, I really like that, and I want to.
think a lot of people don't really understand either songwriting. I mean, doing this kind of stuff as musicians. It's a business. Like, yeah, it's fun, and it's art, and it's all these other things, but it's a business. It's a business decision, and Ash as an artist is a business. And so, if the song, the subject matter, the way it sounds, the way it's written, the way that it's played, the range you sing it in, like all these different things, if it doesn't fit who she is as Ash Taylor, it would be sort of like Burger King trying to sell frozen turkeys.
Ugh,
Like, doesn't make any sense.
it's
Like
gross.
that. Yeah, well, I mean, it just doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It's like that's completely off base. That's not part of the business, and so it's very difficult. I mean, we both found this. It's very difficult to find writers when you are as intentional about your business as Ash is. It's very difficult to find writers
Yeah.
who understand that business as well as you do. Not that they don't want to, but they just they're not living inside your head every day, so they don't necessarily know.
Yeah,
So it's hard.
absolutely. I think I'm going to fast forward here for a second too, because I actually just saw someone ask a great question.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
This is your live stream. You have the power.
I got the phone. I got the power. Auntie Broken and Brew says, I'd love to hear the process of co-writing a song. Which, again, this is a great question, and thank you for that, because this is actually kind of what we try to do with Ash Wednesdays is I think a lot of people probably have a lot of questions or things they don't really understand about music or anything like that, and so it's like, ask away, we're open books. But so for co-writing a song, I'm going to give you two versions. So the most common way to go about it is basically like here in Nashville. This is very much the Nashville way to do it.
This is something most people never see behind the curtain to
Nope.
understand how this works.
Unless you live here and you are breathing this every single day, like this is just something you're not going to see. But yeah, so basically how it would work is you would, like, I would go to a venue and I would hear Chris play a song, or maybe Chris and I meet through mutual friends who are also writers and musicians. And it's like, hey, we should write sometime. And so then we'll, exchange phone numbers or contact info, and we will,
pick a date, pick a location.
Pick a day, pick a location, or whatever. And then literally, Chris and I, even if we've never really met, or maybe we've met one time or whatever, we will literally sit here like this with our guitars, and we will start just tossing out ideas of like, hey, so what do you feel like writing today? Do you want to write something up-tempo? Do you want to write something sad? Oh, hey, I had this idea, or I had this melody, or I had whatever. And from there, it's just a collaboration between
storyboard it out. You talk about where a song is going to go and
Yeah.
what you need to say and how you would say it and how you'd be clever in doing it, the whole thing.
Absolutely, yeah. And so, from there, you kind of, honestly, though, it's just collaboration. And you just go back and forth and you share ideas and your thoughts and what you think. And hopefully within, a couple of hours or so, you'll come out with a new song,
Yeah.
which is really cool. And so that's how Nashville kind of does co-writing. And I think, though, if you're trying to be an artist, though, that's a little bit different than being, just a songwriter or an artist songwriter. So for me, one of the reasons why I just don't really do a lot of co-writing is because I as an independent artist have to do the booking. I have to travel to the shows. I have to rehearse. I have to make content. I have to post it every day. I need to be writing new songs. I need to be in the studio recording. I need to go to this event. You get what I'm saying. I have to wear a lot of hats. And so my time just becomes very valuable because if I don't put my time in the right things, then I don't succeed at what I want to do. And so for me, I only get in the room and write with somebody if I know that person understands who I am as an artist and if they can actually help me tell the stories that I want to tell. Yeah. And so I love co-writing and it's really, really great. But I think if someone just doesn't understand me, I think is a good way to put it, it kind of doesn't become worth my time because then I'll sit in a room with somebody for several hours and maybe we got a good song, but that doesn't mean that that's something I would record or I would say. And so then you just kind of have a lot of songs that you've written, but none that you actually want to put your name on and put out there. So it's kind of the business.
I'm also going to say this because she's too humble to say this. When you're an artist, if you are the best writer in the room, there's no reason for you to be co-writing.
Yes.
Because if you can write better than the people you're in the room with as an artist for yourself, you should have just done it on your own rather than split the song credits with other people who honestly weren't probably that helpful anyway.
Yeah.
It is very hard for Ash to get in a room with someone who's a better writer than she is because she's an incredible writer. So the level of writer that it would take to be able to outwrite her where it would be beneficial to be in the room with that writer are people that are very difficult to get in a room with. Like you have to have something because understandably, if they're a huge writer, that's a big deal because they can write that well. You got to have something to offer them because their time is valuable too. So as you become more successful, bigger and bigger writers are maybe more likely to work with you. But there's a weird in-between period where it's like you're an incredible writer like Ash is, but you don't already have like the ability to sell enough records to make big writers who are run by publishing companies and represented by lots of people that have a lot of money at stake to necessarily say yes, block out time on this writer's calendar to put this artist in the room. Like it's a business thing. It's a weird business thing. But Ash is such an incredible writer. It is very difficult to find a writer that is good enough to be worth her time in the room for herself as an artist without being at a level that we're just not quite at yet.
Yeah, and thank you for that. I appreciate that. I will give you the $20 when we are done here with the live stream. No, I appreciate that. I also would like to just point out though too. So like when I moved to town, and I moved here to Nashville, I actually moved here not wanting to be an artist at all. I moved here to write songs for other people, and I put every bit of my being into learning the art and the craft of songwriting. Yeah. And it wasn't until I kind of basically got that to where then people told me, no, you're an artist. And so that's when I started to figure that portion out. So not every artist is like me, but when you've put the hours and hours into the craft of writing songs, I've done that more than anything else that I do. So for me, that is easy for me to sit down, with a guitar, and I usually will write a song by myself because I've put in the hours and the practice to do so. Yeah. And I don't really need someone else's help. And especially if I'm the one singing it, well, like, I know what I want to say and I know what I think it should sound like. And I know all these things. And so I'll write it and then I bring it to Chris and then I go, hey, here's a progression, put something over that. Like, what's a riff? What's a hook? Yeah. So it's cool. But thank you for the great question. And hopefully you guys found that interesting and insightful. And hopefully people aren't yawning right now. Like, What's it doing?
Yeah. No, that's very much how songwriting happens. That's all up and down Music Row and all over the city every day. There are writers doing exactly that, trying to grow their career.
That's what Nashville is really known for is co-writing and collaboration. That's why everyone moves here, is because you start writing with other people. I mean, it's not just that everything is here musically. It's like there's a whole community that is all about it. Yeah. So
it's like putting yourself in a pressure cooker.
Pretty much.
You got to be surrounded by the absolute best in the world and see if you can get good enough to hang.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Absolutely. Auntie Broken and Brew says, really interesting. Thank you for sharing that. I've always sung, but choirs, couple bands, college, etc. Not a musician, though. Well, sounds like you're a great musician. That's awesome. Thank you for the great question. Janelle says, sounds fun, but a lot of work. Mm-hmm. It is, but you know that it's my job, and I'm grateful for it, and I love doing it. It's really great.
It's the reason you have to be passionate, because you have to do this for a long time without a paycheck on the side of the other things you're doing to live, and you have to be willing to pursue it relentlessly and absolutely refuse to give up until it finally starts to turn into something. It's what every musician and writer goes through. You got to be able to pay those dues.
And honestly, that's kind of what makes you better. I mean, I have been put through the ringer, let me tell you. And some days I feel like I'm doing really good, and other days I feel like someone hit me with a bus, but that's all right.
There's not much that offers inspiration for getting really good as a musician, like being real hungry and the rent is due and you ain't got nothing in the bank.
Yep. Pretty much. Perry Rich says, get her done. You're so right. East Tennessee misses you. I thank you, my friend. I love when Perry always comments on my stuff. He always, his favorite song is Stuck on Indiana.
Oh, okay.
He always takes song lyrics and mentions it. So I got that nod. Thank you, my friend. Cindy, you are so sweet. She says, Ash, you are amazing. Your songs are great and you have a fantastic voice. Well, thank you so much, Cindy. I love you. I love Brian, and you guys are so sweet, and I just so appreciate you and your support. You are awesome. Marissa says, subscribe or follow if you aren't already.
Yes, please.
Please and thank you. That would be so helpful.
Yeah.
D. Marie is here. Says, Northern Minnesota loves you. Oh, well, we love you. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see here. Get caught up. Holly Springer says, there's a reason why they say every woman needs a black dress. True.
That's right.
Very true. And Auntie Broken Brew says, clapping hands for black and purple. Yes, absolutely. And Cindy says to Sean and Jujube, you guys will have a great time this weekend. These two are the real deal. Well, thank you. And we got lots of people saying, love it, and what a great song that was. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Rockin' Keto Amy says, hi everyone, sorry I'm late, just in time to hear some great music for the ride home.
There you go.
All good. Well, hey, don't worry about being late. You are all good, and we hope that you had a great day and a good ride home. But yeah. Well, guys, I think we're all caught up on the comments. We have had such a great time. Thank you guys so much again just for tuning in. Thank you guys for showing up every Wednesday and letting us share our songs and our life and our stories and all of the things with you. We so appreciate you all. So yeah, we will see, if you're in Virginia, we are going to see you this Friday, November 15th at 8 p.m. at Craftworks Tap Room. So if you're in the area, come on out. There's more information on my website, ashtaylor.com. And yeah, you guys be safe. Have a great week, and I guess we'll see everybody next Wednesday.
We will. Also, I was going to say, if you guys didn't realize it, Ash does have a special fan club that she should be talking about, called the Bad Ashes. And if you go to her website, you can join the Bad Ashes by jumping in her Patreon group, and you get some special behind-the-scenes stuff. So just FYI, if you want to support a musician over here and you love this kind of stuff, become one of the Bad Ashes over there. Go to ashtaylor.com.
Yeah. They're great. They're super great. So appreciate it. Well, thank you guys so much again, and y'all be safe. I think we're going to go eat some dinner, and we got to get to packing so we can hit the road.
Yeah, we got to be up early. So.
Yep. Awesome. Well, y'all, God bless. Take care, and we will see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.